From NBC News Radio.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 a.m., the station that leaves no listener behind.
To another delicious edition of the Let's Dine Out Show. Food critic Allan Borgen here.
And Izzy Bussy, how you doing?
Good,
Allan?
good. Just waiting for Joe to do what he's got to do. He's got a little business to take care of. But what a day, what a day. And but I got some good news for you. The gas prices are going down. Instead of $12 a gallon, we got it for $5.19 at Costco last night in Eastvale. So that was pretty neat. So, Costco is an incredible experience. Let's put it that way. But one thing we've learned with all traveling you've done, and I've done quite a bit too, every Costco, I always manage to stop into Costco's wherever I can. And everyone is very, very different. They have a lot of different things, and sometimes it just doesn't make sense. Like, for instance, in Houston, I went one time to Houston, and I don't think there's a large Asian community. They're not known for their Asian communities there that I know of. Maybe there was, but I've never seen so many Asian products. It was like going to like 99 Ranch Market. I mean, tons of Asian products there. And then you go to a place, San Bernardino, near me. Guess what? They have nothing. I mean, compared to other stores, and
no specialty items. They have plenty of stuff. I mean, that. Oh yeah, I mean, you can't say they have nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you can spend $10,000 easy, but then the one like in Eastvale, we went to eat dinner last night, and then we stopped to get gas, and we stopped in to get a look for a few things, and in Eastvale Costco. And what a store. I know it's newer than the one in San Bernardino. I think
it's the newest one around here.
And but there was fantastic selection, very, very nice staff. There was a lady whose cart, she had one of those electrical carts, she was handicapped, and it died, it died. And she said she saw it beeping. She goes, hey, stay there, it looks like it's dying, I'll get you a new one. She went out and got her a new one.
You mean the staff?
Yeah, a staff member. Okay. I thought that was really nice. And yesterday I asked a question about where a product was. Here, let me show you. He actually showed us where it was. So, plus the products, there's things there that I haven't seen at other stores. And do you find that too?
Yeah, I think they're tailored to their
obviously the population.
The population or the groups in the area. I remember going to a Costco down somewhere, Torrance, or I can't remember, it was like Garden Grove or something, and they have pokey. They have like pre-made pokey for sale. And I've never seen any other Costco ever. So it was like, it blows me away. It's like, what? Same thing with Sam's, because like they carry items that seems like they tailor to their neighborhood.
Well, how about the time we saw a gigantic leg of the cured pork?
Well, we're at I think it was in Dallas.
Was it Dallas?
It's Dallas area, and was an affluent area, and there's a lot of like high-end restaurants and whatever, and yeah.
It's like a 40-pound leg, and it was prosciutto, and
that's a whole leg.
It came like on a stand that you carve it and stuff. I think it came with a knife too.
Yeah, Alan wanted to take that home, and I'm like, I don't know how you call that home, but 200
how do you explain
worth.
that to TSA? I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just very interesting how every store is different. But I'll tell you, the gas is incredible. Like I said, $5.19. I never thought over $5 is a deal, but it's about 50, 60 cents.
You're like celebrating.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, we screwed everybody, didn't we? We scored, didn't we? But and also they have more. What do you call it? More tanks or more
pumps? You mean?
Yeah.
So I think you just move along better. It seems like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe people are more efficient there instead of diddle-daddle. People on the phone and pumping gas. It's like,
I hate that.
Aren't you know you're not supposed to look at your phone while you're pumping gas because it could make a spark and make the whole thing blow up.
I'm finding that a lot of people aren't paying attention driving. I know they haven't, but I've noticed it more and more, and it's like incredible. Just no courtesy, and they put people at risk. Dangers.
Well, yeah, and then driving here was an adventure because wasn't driving slow, and people were like zigzagging around me, and then the funny thing is like they zigzag around, they went like figure 8 shape around the car, and then they had to get off right away within a mile. I'm like, so what's the point of that one? I mean, just what an idiot, I just see a lot of people like, are you like not thinking straight, or what's going on with you?
Right. So I want to have a special guest on. She'll be calling in about 10 minutes. And it's a woman who, her product's a friend of mine, Bonnie, a local resident who watches my show a lot. She turned me on to this woman's products. It's a small batch Italian sauces, and some of the best ones I've ever had. Izzy doesn't remember it, but I know she went, "Oh my God, this is amazing! It was spicy." And I went through the cabinet last night at home, and I saw it. That's what got me reminding about her. So we'll have her back on. Hopefully, it'll jog Izzy's memory. But I can't wait to tell you about this. And you can get it on the internet. Most of it's in Arizona, but now you can get it on the internet too. So and that's something I want to turn people on to food. But I want to let people know about a great. If you're going through a divorce or have any kind of family problem that you need an attorney, I really highly recommend Bowler and Bowler. They're very professional, very friendly, and they're really, really great advocates for you. They really tell you what's going on, and they leave it up to you what you want, but they advise you, and that's what I like. They look the whole story, the whole situation over, and plus their staff. Man, if you call and Sean and Toby Bowler, it's a husband. I'm sorry, husband.
Husband? Oh my God! You
mean
the father and son?
Father and son. My mind's going. I'm still thinking of sauces and everything. But really good people, but their staff are wonderful. And if they're not available, their staff will call you right back with an answer, and very, very highly recommended. So it's called Bowler, Bowler, and Bowler. Their website's Bowler and Bowler. They're located in Redlands, bowlerandbowler.com in Redlands, and highly recommend them.
And their phone number is 909-335-4848. Once again, it's 909-335-4848.
And another great sponsor we have two of them, but we'll talk about one.
Actually, we have three.
Well, yeah, that's one, but the other one is Soaring Swine Acres. And, oh, man, I go nuts over this place. Every time we go, we were just there about 3 days ago.
Yeah, talk on me, filling my cart up.
They have over 300 different products they make. It's jams, jellies, salsas, barbecue sauces, pickled everything. And then they have
the honey,
delicious honeys.
Ooh, and the teas, the voodoo tea.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo.
really, really good with medicinal teas and everything. And they also have Maddie's Treats for dogs. They have some great treats there and CBD oils for dogs.
It really, it satisfies the entire family, from old to the four-legged ones.
Yeah, really, really great products. And again, small batches. They're located in Yucaipa. However, you can also go on their website. It's Soaring, SOARING, swineacres.com. That's SoaringSwineacres.com.
And they're located at 12166A California Street in Yucaipa.
And one more sponsor. Got to give them credit.
Well, I got to give out the Soaring Swine Acres phone number first.
Sorry.
It's 951-961-5279. Once again, it's 951-961-5279. And definitely ask about the Jams of the Month Club.
Yeah, my friend Bonnie goes there, and she went there for the first time, and she bought like over $100 worth of product. She loved it there.
Well, their products are so good. You don't have to use a lot. It really goes a long way and has tons of flavor. And it's locally sourced, produce and, fruits and stuff. So, it really, you're supporting a local business, plus you're getting something that's not mass produced.
Right. Bonnie went literally head over heel over this place. She loved it. So she called me this morning to thank me about it. And then the last one I want to tell you about before we get to our guests, who'll be calling in about 5 minutes, is called Ray's, RUI''S Shanghai Bistro in Redlands. This is probably one of the best Chinese restaurants in our area, probably in Southern California. Fantastic food, great prices, great portions. Everything's fresh. Everything's made to order, like a good Chinese restaurant should be doing. It's not one
and you can ask them, if you want to minus something and maybe substitute it, you can ask about it, because a lot of times they're just more than happy to accommodate it, especially if you're vegan or vegetarian or whatever.
They have a large vegetarian
menu. They totally have a variety of items that you can, pick from. And, it's quick, it's in and out. You can totally get your meal, eaten and done. And you probably go to the movies or whatever.
But really authentic food, really, really good. And if you like spicy, tell them, go there because they have some really spicy dishes. If you don't want spicy, tell them you want the dish but not real spicy because it can overwhelm you. But it's all so good.
And they're located in 1711 West Lagonia Avenue. Once again, 1711 West Lagonia Avenue, Suite 101 in Redlands. And their phone number is 909-335-6770. Once again, is 909-335-6770. 335-6770. You can order to go.
Roy's, sounds like Ray's, that's their son's name. Roy's, RUI_S Shanghai Bistro. Now, Izzy, when we went to, before we came here, we stopped at Costco to get a few things. And we had, good old hot dog with mayonnaise or mustard and relish on it. But we had drinks, and I drank a lot, and I haven't gone poo-poo, number one, yet. So in the middle of the show here, my back teeth are going to start floating, I think. So you may have to start leading.
I think it's a TMI issue here.
Huh?
What's going on here? Why are we sharing that?
Women don't, because I'm going to have to go to the bathroom probably in the middle of the interview. I can feel my back teeth floating. So and women can hold it in. You guys are like camels. Speaking of camels, right before us, did you hear the news? This camel got loose.
Stampede through people.
Two people were killed. It was supposed to be a friendly petting zoo. Something pissed him off. I don't know what it was.
He just saw the door and ran for it.
I don't know. They get wild like that.
I thought they moved slowly.
Don't they spit, or is it llamas that spit?
No, that's not. It's not. I think camels do spit, but I think it's llamas, isn't it?
Oh, well, llamas too, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
But this one killed 2 people, unfortunately. So he's not very pet friendly. Then they put it to sleep. They had to, put it.
They did.
Kill it. They had to kill it.
I didn't hear that.
So
part.
PETA, of course, is saying, "Oh, come on, why did you have to kill him for? Hello, he's wild. He's going nuts." So what,
Maybe a tranquilizer would help.
Yeah,
like
that's
a something to calm him down.
Yeah, I've got some issues with PETA. I mean, I'm all for animal, not cruelty and stuff, but my ex-partner David Cohn and I, when we did the Let's Sign Out show, we had foie gras, we had a bunch of meat products and to review a restaurant, a lot of wild game and stuff. And I got this letter, probably a 3-page letter, both sides, every inch of the letter was written on, and just ripping us apart about how dare us eat so many animals. And, Dave and I were trying to tell them we didn't kill them. We just ate them, we didn't do anything. But some people are just fanatical, and yet they'll wear, leather purses and leather shoes and all kinds of products, byproducts, makeup a lot of times is with animal products. But, like I said, I
to each their own. That's what I say.
I know.
Whatever floats your boat, you'd float your own boat.
Did you have to say float? That's not, it's like the Titanic. That was the worst movie. I sat there for, 3 hours of movie? I've seen so much water. I was waiting for them to drown already. As soon as it ended, you've never seen so many men run to the urinals. The lines are like Dodger Stadium, lined up miles with men dancing in
Usually
the
there's no
aisles.
lines at the men's bathroom.
Yeah, but usually you don't watch, 600 billion gallons of water for 3.5 hours. Slushing around.
Okay.
But women, you guys are tough, right? You guys can drink, and never pee. How come? Do you have big? No, seriously, don't you have bigger kidneys and do you have bigger?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I think that's a false perception.
Oh, okay. That's just my experience.
Okay, so that's your false perspective.
Joe's shaking his head like, why do I have to put up with this show? Why? They don't pay me enough for this. So, anyway, again, we're going to have our guest on any minute now, and if you like pastas, and especially if it's, pasta sauces, this is authentic. This is a woman who came from a large Italian family. I mean, very large Italian family.
So it's Italian gravy. That's what they call it.
They call it
it's
gravy.
It's not a sauce.
Right. But they call it gravy. But us stupid non-Italians call it, we're going to have sauce. Speaking of which, I'm going to, do you like my subways? Next week, we're going to Pizza Expo, the International Pizza Expo in Las Vegas. And
next week. It's the following week.
Next week, isn't it?
No.
Okay.
Tomorrow is next week.
Yeah, next week.
No, tomorrow's
next
21st.
Week. Anyway, we'll be there.
You're a week off.
I got 4 days of eating pizzas, and I'm going to have...
I don't know how you do that.
The most I've done, let's see, 90, I think it was, in
goodness.
2.5 days. So
yeah, I think you're doing how many days now? Like 4 days?
Well, 3 days, but they're like...
Full days.
10 to 1 and 1 to 4.
So it's full days.
1 to 4:30. Yeah, full days. Yeah, your point. But again, a lot of people like, how can you eat so many pizzas? First of all, they're from around the world.
Do they give you like a porta potty right next to you where you guys are judging?
Like I'm on the Karen Carpenter diet. Not saying
okay.
I shouldn't say that. No, the fact is I'm there to taste and judge. So you don't eat the whole thing. Every once in a while they give you small pieces. So It's not like you're gonna eat the whole pizza and everything. And some pizzas are awful. You just look at it and all the ingredients fall out. And
Not even worth it.
yeah, so you taste. I mean, I taste everything.
Boy, I don't know. That sounds like a I don't know. That's a feat. I think itself eating that for it's like a feat.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have a couple people on after when I come back. A lot of friends of mine who are world champion pizziolas, and I'm going to be also a judge at the Pizza Maker of the Year. So that's very prestigious and very controversial too.
So people, if you're into that competition, you better start, being nice to Allan.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very objective. It's a blind tasting. I have no idea who it is. And one time someone told me what they're making. I don't remember after eating 90 of them. Come on, I can't remember that stuff. So anyway, she's on. Okay, we have a guest on now who I've had the pleasure, I think about 4 years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago, through a friend, Bonnie, who introduced me to her and her products. And we had her on when I was on the other radio station. And I love her products. And a couple of days ago, yesterday actually, I went through my cabinet looking for some spaghetti sauces to make for someone. And I saw it, and I go, we got to have her on. So I called her last night, and she was nice enough to be on the line with us. And on the phone with us is Leticia Levant, and she's got some incredible products that she'll tell you about. And again, how you doing, Leticia?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Allan?
I'm hyper. I think I've had too much caffeine this morning. I don't know. Some Costco Diet Coke and everything. So Izzy's with me. She's you haven't met her, but she's my new co-host. And
hi, Izzy.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Okay, good. Okay, let's talk about your products, the name of them, and basically how you got started and why you got started.
Well, I call it Mama Leticia's Italian Gravy, and I named it that because my mom's name is Leticia, and I named it after my mom because they're her recipes. I brought her in my kitchen one day, and the older people, they don't cook with recipes, so we had to make a recipe. So as she poured things into the pot, I measured them and came up with a recipe, and that's how we made the two recipes. We have one called a thick, rich, and garlicky pizzaiolo gravy, and that's a smoother gravy, more traditional, I think. Lots of fresh garlic, and it's thick and rich, just like it says. Mm-hmm. And then the other one is our spicy Italian marinara gravy, and it's got the chunkier tomatoes in it and some fennel, so it actually tastes like hot Italian sausage. Mm-hmm. It's my favorite, although most of the time I mix the both of them together because the spicy one might be a little bit too spicy for the grandkids. So when we mix them both together, then it cuts that spice down. And
yeah, it's spectacular. It's really, really
and
incredible.
And there's no artificial ingredients in either one of them. There's no added sugar. They're all gluten-free and vegan, and all made locally here in Phoenix.
And delicious. And
delicious.
Yeah, once you have the website out, so we'll mention that throughout the show.
Okay, it's www.mama, spelled MAMMA, Leticia, L-E-T as in Tom, I-Z as in zebra, IA.com.
Perfect. Mama Leticia.
And we started about almost 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm. What got you well, first of all, you came from a family of 11 children. And being Italian, obviously, you've eaten some great food and probably lots of it with 11 kids. My goodness, I can't even imagine sitting all at the table eating. But then your mom must have been an incredible cook.
Well, we all thought she was, yes. And Sunday was just a very special day because that's always when she made a big pot of our, we called it Sunday gravy. Mm-hmm. She always called the sauce gravy. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we grew up calling it. But you'd wake up in the morning to the aroma of that gravy cooking with the meatballs. I mean, she must have been up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning preparing that before we went to church. And so after you get home from church,
Oh my
you always
goodness.
had an early dinner, maybe about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and all of us are seated around the big dining room table, say grace and eat our pasta with
Now,
gravy.
did she make pasta from scratch?
Did she? Sometimes she did. Yes.
Uh-huh. Can you imagine for 11
Or
kids?
or
That's
ravioli
a
or other
lot
things.
of pasta from scratch.
My grandmother was from Lithuania, and we lived in a duplex. So I lived in the back, she lived in the front, and I'd be the little Mikey. I'd be the one here. Taste, eat, sample. But I learned so much from her, and what I remember as a kid growing up, I mean, very young, 4, 5, 6, 7, was grinding things. I remember she used every pot and pan imaginable. On the ceilings, I'd look at sauces would be on there. I mean, all over the place. All she did was cook and clean. That's all she did was cook and clean. Did I remember her? And she loved food. And of course, Alan, taste, eat, and Grandma, I just ate. Think of all the kids in China that are starving. I'm like, okay, name one, Grandma. Well, she named them all. So yeah, she didn't help my weight at all. I'm not that I can blame her or anything, but she was an incredible cook. And although I didn't have the wisdom to take notes or anything, I still remember a lot of the dishes, Russian, Jewish, Lithuanian dishes. And I just thought, wow. And I've recreated quite a few, which kind of thrills me. But that's a really neat thing that you did was, find out her recipe and everything. Do you have any other recipes of hers that you might work on?
Well, we always loved her pizza. I mean, that was a special treat for us.
Mm-hmm.
Her making pizza for us, and it was always the best. I mean, it's just nice and hot coming out of the oven with the cheese just melting, and you want to eat it so quick, and then you always burn the roof of your mouth. And, and then she always made her raviolis and Italian sausage and her meatballs, and so those are some of the main things, and the pizzaiolo roast she used to do in the oven, which was always nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to you real quick on your sauces. Now, again, they're small batches, and primarily you make them in Arizona, and they're primarily in different stores in Arizona, but you can get them on the website. And what I like about them is, again, they're very different than other sauces. It's not your routine sauces. There's a lot out there, my goodness, and I've tasted a lot of them, but a lot of them are just not so good, and they're cheap, so people buy them. But yours are incredible. I mean, you can take. I feel like I knew your mom. I feel like eating homemade pasta. I mean, homemade gravies. And again, Italians, you call it gravies. Us non-Italians call it sauces. So bear with me when I go back and forth with it. But no, your products are really incredible. And now you've been doing this for 12 years. And why did you get into what was your prior profession, or what got you into it? Inspired you?
Well, I'm married, and we had 7 children.
Oh boy!
And so I pretty much stayed home and took care of my children, our children, in the home. And but when most of them were almost grown, I got a job at the church working. They saw how I liked to cook and stuff, and had all these children that I delegated jobs to. Anyway, they gave me a job in the kitchen working on Wednesday evening before the service. They'd always provide a big meal for anybody who wanted to come and eat before church.
Really?
And so I worked there for about 3 years, and then the recession hit, and everybody was laid off. And so I was still trying to think of, my husband was always wanting me to go out and get a job, and I was still trying to think of things that I could do that, just not going out and getting a regular job.
Right.
So, and when I was working at the church, I did some catering and stuff, but being that I didn't have the kitchen facility anymore to do the catering in, I was just trying to think of what could I do, what could I make? And so I thought, well, gosh, because I think I'm a pretty good cook, and I love to cook and bake. And I had a few things in mind. I always make tamales during Christmas time, and I make some very good tamales and very good salsa. But then I'm thinking, but I'm Italian, and everybody's always remarking about my food when I invite them over for dinner or something, my Italian food. I thought, well, maybe I should do that. And so my sister-in-law, Susan, encouraged me to get into the farmer's market. And, of course, after a long process of trying to figure things out, how to do it, and, licensing and labeling and the codes, the barcode, it was a lot. It was a big learning process, but we finally got it all together and started doing farmers markets. I would do them, and I would do farmers markets. Could leave on Wednesday and do farmers market in Flagstaff on Wednesday. Thursday, I'd go to Sedona and actually Cottonwood, do a farmers market there. Friday, Sedona market. Saturday, we'd go up to Sholo. So I was gone it was during the summertime that I did this. I started.
Right.
And so I was gone from like Wednesdays to Saturdays doing different farmers markets, wherever I could find. And then I started, looking into the different stores. We're in AJ's and Whole Foods, Natural Grocers, a couple of other small stores, Lucy's Healthy Marketplace. But anyway, it was kind of a challenge getting in, especially AJ's and Whole Foods. Someone in Sholo was telling me, you need to get this in Whole Foods. And I mean, in AJ's. And I said, well, I've been trying, but I haven't had any luck. And so he says, well, this is what you need to do. You need to make a gift basket and put some of your gravy in it with some clams, with a can of clams, and send it to one of the brothers that, Bashas used to own AJ's, and send it to one of the brothers. And I'm thinking, well, how do I get his address, So I just so happened that my niece was dating one of the Basha boys.
Oh, no.
So
my.
I got her to get me his address, and I sent him a gift basket. And a few days later, the guy that I've been trying to talk to at AJ's, his name was Steve, gave me a call and said I was in. And so that's how we got in AJ's. And then with Whole Foods, that was another difficult one because they always tell you to go through corporate where you just don't get anywhere. So I just started bringing down samples to the stores, asking for the grocery managers, because each department has their own manager, leaving them samples, asking them to try it out, telling them a little bit about it, checking up with them every week or two, until they finally brought me in. So that's how we got in those two. The other, Natural Grocers was very easy to get into because they support a lot of local vendors. And
so it's just a lot of perseverance on your part, and you got to have a lot of patience. Having 7 kids and growing up in a family with 11 kids, my goodness, you've got to have a lot of patience. You're a saint, I'll tell you. So what would you give encouragement to people who have ideas like that? Because a lot of people have products like that or have ideas. There's a friend of mine, Mary Reuter. She has something called Soaring Swine Acres, a store here in Yucaipa, and she makes jams and jellies and pickled products and you name it, they've got it. And she's got like over 300, I would say 320 different products. And she started just like you. That's where I met her at a street fair in Redlands here. And she recognized me from the TV show. And it was like, oh my goodness, this is incredible. And again, that's the part, the positiveness of giving free samples. Because I stood there for about 3 hours just eating samples. And I was like, God, this is incredible. And then now she has a store and a thriving business. And but what advice would you give people to who want to start something or thinking about it?
Well, gosh, I prayed a lot.
Okay. Praise and drinking, right? That helps. Red wine.
Yeah. Lots of prayer and just support from my family, and just not giving up and not taking no for an answer. Because I don't know how many samples I left at the different stores. It wasn't just one time.
Right.
They either tried it and they forgot, or the manager changed, and then I had to go with somebody else. But just not to be afraid to be pushy, because my mom always told us the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So you just have to keep, especially if you know you've got something good. And I knew that my product was, it tastes homemade. It tastes fresh. It's good. It's not, you can't compare it really
No, there isn't
to anything else out there, because it tastes just like it came out of your kitchen where you cooked it yourself.
It's like eating with Mama, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're listening to
so I would just say don't give up.
Exactly. Okay, that makes sense. You're listening to the Let's Find Out show right here on AM 1050, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM. The stations I'll even know, listeners behind. And with us is Leticia Levant. She is the owner, creator, along with her mom's influence, of Mama Leticia's gravies, I should say, Italian gravies. And the website, Izzy, do you want to give?
Oh, okay. The website is Mama Leticia. It's Letizia, MAMMALETIZIA.com.
Perfect. Now, are you working on any new products that you can talk about?
Well, we have started selling homemade pastas that a friend of ours makes for us. And so we have all different shapes, all different flavors of different homemade pastas, and we sell them in 1 pound bags. And then recently, my nephew came up with the idea of selling pre-baked pizza crusts. And so we've been doing that at the market. I don't have the pasta or the pizza crust on my website yet, but those are some things we're selling now and working on. So
wow,
but yeah.
I don't know if you heard right before you came on. I'm going to be a judge. It's my 9th year, I believe, at the International Pizza Expo in Las Vegas, and they have pizzaioli from around the world, around the country. And I'll be judging them for like 3 days, and it's a big, huge convention. I mean, anything having to do with pizzas, from sauces and cheese companies. I mean, you name it, they got it there. And then it's all, pizza aficionados, business, pizza makers and business owners, and it's incredible. They have different workshops, and if for someone who owns a pizza business, they have to go. I mean, it's such a learning experience, and it's like one big family. I've been to a lot of food shows, but this one, every year, I mean, it's lots of hugs and just very, very warm people. I've become really, really friendly with some of the best ones, and world champions around the world. No egos, and just the nicest people. And so I've been very fond of pizza and just the whole Italian culture, which I never knew existed. Unfortunately, you hear the negative stuff, with about the mafia and everything, but I'll tell you, it's Italy is an incredible place. Izzy, you were going to say something?
Yeah, what I've seen on website is that you actually make drinks out of your pizza sauce.
Oh wow!
Or make make pizzas out of your sauce. So I'm like, you can make Bloody Marys, or you can make a pizza, use it as a pizza,
like a sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah. I especially love the spicy one on my pizza.
Oh, I'll have to try it.
Like I said, it tastes like a hot Italian sausage.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
And then you've got the chunks of tomatoes. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, because usually
they're both very good.
You use if you ever use store-bought sauce, it's like liquidy. So you can't put that on a dough because it'll just be soggy. So I can't wait to try this. This is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, when on our website, we do have a lot of different recipes that you can use it for. It's not just for pasta.
Mm-hmm.
So you can put it on different kinds of vegetables, it tastes wonderful on spaghetti, squash, and zucchini, green beans, eggplant, Parmesan.
I try to stay away from carbs as much as I can, except when I go nuts over it, which is often. But I like zucchini, spiral zucchini. I'm a big fan of that. Spiral cutting
really good with
and with the sauces and everything.
Right.
And some meatballs are
and seafood. It's very nice on seafood, especially the spicy one. I throw some shrimp in there and just serve it to my husband with some pasta. But he loves it like that. And I have this one guy who comes to the market regularly. He goes fishing in Alaska, and so he gets all the seafood. He makes a gumbo out of it.
Ooh.
So there's lots of different things you can do with it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's smart having recipes.
That pizza ale roast that I was telling you about, Mom used to slow cook it in the oven, but I just put a chuck roast in the crock pot and pour the Italian gravy over it and it makes a nice, easy meal. It's very tasty,
Oh, wow.
wonderful.
Got to try
So
that
that's
out. I've never thought about that. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
chicken parmesan.
yeah. I think most people are just whatever with pasta sauce. You just use it for pasta, and that's it. That's why they buy it for. But there's so much you
Right.
can do. Soups is fantastic, and there's so many things you could do with it. Like you said, I never thought about using the spicy one for Bloody Mary would be incredible.
Ooh, yum.
Oh yeah, and then pasta bazool. There's a
Ooh.
recipe actually on the back of the jar for pasta bazool, but I just made some the other day for my 4 grandkids that were over here. Actually, there were 7 of them over here. So, and
Yum.
that's a easy soup to make.
Yeah.
You know,
as long
with
as
the
you like
beans and
as long as you like a large family, do you want to invite to adopt me and Izzy?
oh, sure.
I promise I won't eat you out of the house. I will try to clean up after myself after I cook. I'll cook with you. That's all. We can do that. Nothing but cooking.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Shopping,
We
so.
could cook together. Huh?
That's great. Well, I'll tell you again. These are some great products, and why don't you give the website out?
It's MAMMA Leticia LETIZIA.com. It's
Now-
mamaleticia.com.
And again, all the information's on there where you can buy it through on the website, or if you're in Arizona or go through Arizona, you can get it there. Now, Bonnie was trying to get some stores here. Do you have any stores in Southern California yet?
Actually, Bonnie was very instrumental in getting it into Hadley's
Well,
fruit
perfect.
orchard.
Ooh.
Yeah, Hallie's right near me, not too far away.
So we have it over there, and she's been trying to get it in other stores over there also. But yeah, she's working on things over there.
Oh,
She's
cool.
a very energetic, sweet lady.
Oh, Bonnie's incredible. I've known her for about 10, 15 years now with my TV show. She's a big fan of mine and just a nice lady,
Mm.
very friendly. So.
I can't wait to try it in a soup. Ooh.
Well, I happen to
I'm
have one more
excited.
jar up there, so
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
if you're really good,
Yay.
let me go to the
Yeah.
bathroom soon.
And I have to mention that every Friday night or Saturday, my one granddaughter, or my one son's children will call my husband because he does the farmers market at Arrowhead, and they'll call him and pray blessings over him for his
Aw.
market.
Oh, that's
And
great.
it's just the sweetest thing.
Aw, that's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, it is. It's so cute.
I've always admired you for taking the chance, having the cojones to do something like this. So many people talk about things, but they never follow through with it, or they start it and then they quit. They can't stand rejection, and so people like you and I've met so many nice people who said no, I'm going to keep trying and they've succeeded, and it's the whole process. That's a learning process, and I really appreciate what you've done, and your products are really, really good. I'm not just saying that. I'm not going to have products on that I don't like. And again,
thank you.
being a food critic, if we like it, you're going to like it. That's the bottom. That's how I feel. And luckily, in most of my 28 years of being a food critic, I found that if I like something, people are going to like it too. So hopefully, they'll put you out of business by buying all your stock and everything in your company. But you can be on anytime you want, and anytime you have any new products, please let me know or let Bonnie know. And I'd love to have you on and talk about your products. And again, let's give the website one more time.
It's Mama Leticia. It's MAMMALETIZIA.com. And, definitely go on the recipes sites because there's tons of good recipes on here. I've been eyeballing it. It's making me hungry, actually. I can't wait to try half of these. So there's some that's like stuffed zucchini, gondolas. I mean, there's so many things.
Stuffed cabbage.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't wait to try some of these.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get out of here and go try it myself.
Well, maybe we'll do that. So, no, I
Yeah,
really.
you'll have to and let us know about it.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I do have to give, lots of credit to my family who have just been so supportive to me. My husband, my brothers, sisters, kids, they're always helping me with one thing or another. And there have been times that I've wanted to give up. And I've had them there behind me, pushing me on, and so it does require a lot of support.
Yeah, no. It's in anything you've got to have support. It's hard to do everything by yourself, and Izzy, you were to say something?
I just saw the recipe that's going to ring my bell.
What is it?
Read it.
Mama Leticia's Sunday. Oh,
Broccoli.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Which
yum.
one? Which one was it?
The broccoli?
Brajol?
Brajol. Yeah, that's it, brajol. Sorry, I'm killing it.
Yes, that was.
I was like,
love that too.
I love that.
Talk about what it is.
Yeah, so if anybody hadn't had it before, it's basically steak rolled up, and it's tied up. I mean, it's a lot of preparation, to get it right, but it is so satisfying because usually there's so much love and, ingredients that go into it.
Lots of flavor. There's a restaurant in Bakersfield that's tremendous, and in fact, Izzy's going to be going there soon, and try to get the owner on. We'll get him on. Talk about.
Yeah,
his
he makes a
restaurant.
great brajol.
It's one of the best ones I've ever had. But
Yeah,
although this one,
Yeah, wonderful.
is
I
good
can't wait
stuff.
to try this and make it myself now. Woohoo!
Yep.
I got a recipe in front of me. Yay!
Well, if you want more grandchildren to adopt or anything, we're available. Just to let you know. So
Oh,
Okay, well,
Joe
I'm
was
up to
waving.
twen-
You got
Joe
three
is too.
people here.
We got 3 right here.
We're up to 20 now, and I'm trying to beat my mom.
Oh, okay,
So
well,
you guys were adopted.
Sounds good. We're official. Well, the Pizza Association, they've adopted me as an Italian already, so that's cool. So we're together. So, well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure again. Continue success and just be healthy. And again, any new products that you have, please give us a call. We'd love to help you, let people turn you on to that.
Okay, well, thank you, Alan and Izzy, for having us on.
Our
We
pleasure.
Yeah,
appreciate
no,
it. And,
so
Cool.
excited to have you on.
Good.
yeah, and I'm excited for everybody to try our Italian gravy.
Mhm.
It really is delicious.
Good stuff.
And it's made with, like you said, lots of love.
Lots of love. Exactly.
We'll definitely have to have, spread the joy over here.
Right. That'd be good. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank-
Be well.
All right.
Okay,
Bye.
bye. Yeah, I was going through our pantry and I found a jar, so I will bring it out and let you try it.
Ooh, yum, yum,
I
yum,
should have
yum,
done it
yum,
before the
yum,
interview,
yum.
but no.
No, I know, right?
No.
If you saw it, why didn't you bring it
I
out?
didn't remember you. But I got some good news.
And Joel, hey, Joel, did he offer you a jar of the sauce, the Italian gravy?
No, he's shaking
She
his
said
head.
shaking
good.
his
Turn
head.
it-
He's like,
turn everyone
no.
against me.
Mhm, mhm.
How come my microphone's going to be turned off? Watch. So,
Take
um,
you off the air.
Guess who we're going to soon?
You just
Some
turned off your microphone.
It's on. He did. Barney's Nuttery. Barney's almond butters.
Those are so
Aren't they
sinfully
cra-
good.
And I make my own almond butter, but whoa,
No,
nothing's
yours-
like that. I know. What it is
Sorry,
they
yours missed.
they sprout them.
Yeah.
They blanch them and sprout them, and then they make it, and it's so much
Oh,
better.
it is like heaven.
Yeah.
And for somebody that cannot have any like peanuts, and plus their recipes, like there's one that has nothing in it. Actually, I absolutely love that because it's almost sweet by itself. And then there's one with sea salt. There's one with chocolate. I mean, it is just every variety you can think of. If you're a chocolate person, you probably go with the chocolate one. You can put that on anything. And I almost like Mama Leticia's sauce. Sounds like you can use it for everything. So I'm actually excited to try it.
But don't you agree? Most people buy the product to use it in one thing, and that's it. Like,
Yeah, I think people, you don't think outside the box,
and that's what makes at least
I don't. I mean, no, certain things I'm kind of like, well, I like it this way. I'm just going to stick it to
But
that.
not everything works. I mean,
Yeah, well.
I once made a great curry, but I decided to go one step further and add sauerkraut to it. I just thought, it was awful.
I
God.
can't mean, like, thinking about the flavor was so weird.
Well, it was horrible.
But Joel did make one. He made us pasta with curry. It was
That was
amazing.
real good, yeah.
It was like out of this world, the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
So see, that's a
It can
working
work.
one. Yeah.
Don't look at me.
You tend to throw everything in the kitchen sink and thing,
Well,
which
I
that
like
doesn't work.
I like experimenting. I can't just be plain. I got to be creative.
Well, that's definitely not plain, but
It's like our friend. She had some issues. Her mother-in-law was in a hospital, and a lot of stuff was going on. So we decided to bring some food for them. So we made pasta and meatballs, spaghetti and meatballs. And of course, I had to make the salsa from scratch. I had to make the meatballs from scratch, and that's just where I am. I'd rather make it from scratch than than buy it. I don't know. Well, you like doing things from scratch too when you have time, right?
Well, when I have time. Most of the time, I don't have time.
Yeah.
Most of my time is spent working. So.
Folks, those of you listening, all three of you,
Hi.
if you have a favorite, how can I say this? A favorite product that someone makes, not a big company, a small company like Soaring Swine Acres or Mama Leticia's, please
Or have a good recipe for some item that, like something you bought from a farmer's market, but then you come up with a great recipe. Definitely share it with us.
There was a TV show a long time on the Food Network. I think it was the Food Network. It was Grandma's Recipes. And I swear, grandmas were the best cooks, but they didn't measure. Everything was by the hand, and I was...
well, that's how I make my sauces. I don't have recipes. I just throw it in.
Well, my favorite story when I was a social worker is I went to one of my care providers' homes, and it was a African-American woman, and it was her grandmother's recipe for biscuits.
Ooh,
and they were like the best biscuits. It was like, oh, my God. I begged her, and I promised I wouldn't give it away. She didn't want me, she wanted me to just keep it for myself. I said, sure. So she kind of gave it to me. I say kind of because...
No measurements?
It was all by her scoop. She said 1 cup, but her scoop was her hand. And she had a hand like Shaquille O'Neal. It was a lot bigger hand than mine. I had a small hand. So when I made it, it turned out awful. It was like hockey pucks. And I kid her the next time. And then she said that. And then she told me what it was. I'm like, oh, my goodness. So that's the problem. My grandmother, too. My grandmother never measured. I don't think she ever even knew what measuring was.
Yeah. I don't cook. A lot of the stuff that I like, I don't usually have a recipe. I just kind of created it, right?
But we know people who cook, they have to follow the recipe.
To the T.
To the T.
I know.
And it's like, ugh.
Well, that's baking. That's
baking,
why.
No, baking's more exact, more scientific.
It's a chemistry lesson, right there. You have to have perfect, percentages to put in to make it rise and do different things. And yeah, I'm more pretty much the cook.
Yeah. Well, if you have any fun stories of things that flopped, or if you know any great products that you want me to do an interview with them on, or us to do an interview with on, my email address is Mr. MR Foodie, FOODIE, the number 1, so Mr. Foodie 1 at outlook.com. And feel free to contact me and leave a phone number, and I'll call you back. And what's he saying? Oh, he's on the phone with somebody.
Yep.
So, but I love to hear stories from you, and especially flops. We might have a contest of the worst food flop.
Mm.
I tried making my own menudo, and my then ex-wife, long time ago, she was walking around the house. The house smelled like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah,
walking around with cotton balls of perfume up her nostril.
There's certain foods I don't think I would ever cook in my house just because the scent
is there any one thing
and smells and everything.
Is there any one product or one thing that you try to make?
No, I'm the type, I don't like my clothes to smell a certain way. I don't like my house to smell a certain way, and I'm really sensitive to smells, so I wouldn't want, smells permeating in my house. So, yeah, I mean, if I was to fry anything, which I hardly ever do, if I do take it up the backyard because I don't like that smell in my house. It just, if you have drapes or upholstery or whatever, it gets absorbed and it doesn't go away. Until you wash it, not like you can wash a couch or whatever.
When you go to markets and ethnic markets, and obviously they smell, does that bother you? It does. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know
Even
that.
people walk by. I don't know. There's a smell that I'm so sensitive.
No, but
I don't know what it is. People wear the smell. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I wish I knew what product it is so I can literally buy up all of them and just trash them.
Go up to them and say, "Lady, excuse me, but your product stinks. What is it?"
It makes me want to gag every time, and it's just
You're very sensitive.
It's like a very common smell, and I don't understand. And it's always like people overdouse themselves in it.
Your taste and your smells are probably, I would say, the best I've ever seen in any person. I thought I had a good one, but nothing like yours. There was a job that came up again.
Oh gosh,
it's poop. It's cow poop. They wanted
Why do I want to
smell
cow poop?
Well, I don't know, but they paid like $150 per poop.
No.
And you had to,
No.
I just thought
Absolutely
I'd
not.
put your name in it if you don't mind.
No.
So if you get a name from Cowboy Joe. No, serious.
Yeah,
It was
no.
serious. It was a cowboy. We saw that on TV one time. That guy,
Yeah.
all he did was
smell.
from a fertilizer company. And
they go to like different places, and there's actually a course you have to get certified to be a smell tester, and it's like different
cow poop.
no, it's all kinds of rancid smell, and they have to rate it how bad it is, right? Like what on the scale of whatever the scale is. And I thought, who signs up for that? Let me sign me up for like getting certified to smell nasty smells.
Yeah.
That's what you do all day. And I'm like, I don't think I can do that.
I should have gotten the number of the cow poop people and
no
had them on. I think we should have had them on.
No.
We offer a service.
I don't even like most smells of perfume, so like I can't imagine smelling something that bad. So, anyways,
that'll be fun. Okay.
Yes.
I won't talk about it anymore. So, okay. So next week we'll be on, and we're on every Saturday from 4 to 5. Again, 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM. The stations I'll leave no listed behind. Thank God there's a poster behind me that has that information. Otherwise, I'd forget it. So thank you, Joe, for keeping it up there. And we have a lot of fun on this show.
I don't know how you can forget that. It's not that hard.
Joe hates us. He's like, oh God, I have to put up all day with people like him. And her.
You better give him some Mama to Leticia sauce.
We'll get some for you.
Okay. All right.
Is he
hey,
smiling?
Joe, I'm scoring you some, okay?
It's spicy.
Well, he likes it.
Okay, he likes spicy. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So, also the Pizza Expo, I'll be going from the 21st through the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of pizza, so we'll be doing a lot of interviewing there. And probably the week after that, we'll have them on and talk about pizzas and Pizzas 101 and what the international pizza is, and to talk to a winner and what it's like to win and compete and everything. It'll be kind of fun insights.
I like the non-traditional.
Yeah, there's traditional, there's non-traditional.
Those thinking out of the box ones are amazing.
Yeah, there's some really unusual ones. Mine favorite is the pan pizzas, and I'll be judging that this year. Yay! Those are especially the Detroit. the Detroit.
Joe was
pizzas.
like, "That is so boring." He just fell down.
Oh, no, that's really unusual ones. And that's the first time they introduced me to Detroit style pizzas. My friend who unfortunately passed away last year, Sean Randozzo, he's the one that kind of brought that up to attention. And I remember judging the pan pizza division then, and all the judges would look at each other. We didn't say a word. We just looked at each other after tasting it. And you were just thinking about, oh my God, this is amazing.
You're killing Joel there. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You know he loves pizza and Italian food,
God.
right?
Okay.
So he literally one full hour of basically teasing him.
Okay. Well. Okay, we owe you. So. Well, hopefully, again, next week will be a fun show, and we'll have. But try to get the owner. We'll try to get the owner on of that Italian restaurant going to it that had that great product. And
okay.
It was a really good restaurant, one of the best Italian restaurants, and just a really neat guy. I remember meeting him.
Show. I have to remember that. Sorry, I just killed that word, but it's so good.
But there's so many languages out there. I mean,
I know.
Dave and I would.
It looks like broccoli, but I don't know.
I'm terrible with names. That's why I asked her
I
to
know.
pronounce her name. I'm terrible at names, so. What else? Anything else going on? I'm trying to think. Weather's been nice. That's good. It'll probably snow tomorrow, and then be 120 the next day.
It's like 75, 78 degrees outside. Yeah.
Only in California, I'll tell you. It's.
Well, there were hail the other day.
That was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was hail.
Yeah, actual hail come down.
I could not believe it. Just only in Redlands, though.
I know.
It didn't happen in my house.
And I just got a new car. It was 1 day old, and I'm
there's
afraid
a hail.
There's hail, but worked out okay. So, Joe, how many minutes we have left?
1.
Oh, 1
Very
minute.
KCAA.
As a small business